life-changing EFC Talk Radio. I am your host, Joe Guyton. This month's edition features a DVD from an EFC X Factor at Donna Lynn Patakis Family Karate Center in New Jersey. EFC Advisory Board member Donna Lynn is joined by EFC stars Willie Bam Johnson and Thomas Clifford. Bam gives information on MMA's wholesome new approach to freestyle sparring, character building, and dealing with bullies. Thomas.
We also have something special going on after today. Tonight and tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. We have Willie Bam Johnson here, which, sir. Okay. And if you haven't heard, he started something called MMA point sparring. And I just want to give him a minute to explain that to you all. And then tomorrow, his son's going to be doing, tonight at 5:30, he's going to be doing the MMA point sparring at my other school, which I'm really excited about. And then tomorrow, his son is going to be doing a trick kicking seminar at the school as well. So we have 2 days of really dynamic kicking, punching, and we all know the talent sitting right with us right now. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like to just take a minute and explain it, I think that would be great.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Sir.
Basically what Point MMA is, we all run martial arts schools, and I know that I will never have nothing against people with tattoos and the way they dress with the lifestyle of MMA, but that will never happen in the front of my school. Because I still believe that kids need they need that proper character that traditional martial arts display. And as competitors, we know that it's freestyle sparring, if you really competed back in the day, we all did MMA. We just stopped when it was time to wrestle. The techniques was good, the attitude was good, the character was good. And through looking at those two things and realizing what can we do to ride along the tidal wave of what's happening with MMA, my instructor, Master Brown, said, no, I think we need to bring back this element of freestyle sparring, or bring it together with the wrestling component. There's no submissions, and we call it a wholesome approach to teaching MMA. When we first started it, it was for top-level competitors. If you put in YouTube video Point MMA, you'll see my son and a young man from Kempo last year fighting. They was doing stuff that just blows your mind. Jeff Smith, people all over the world said this is so incredible. And you can see UFC going in that direction now with more technique. But as we kept on going forward, and I started talking to a lot of people at AAU, they said, no, this is for our children. How can we really teach our children how to deal with the pressure of bullying and all that stuff in a safe and wholesome way? If you look on it, that's my little angel. He's 6 years old. His name is Masaki. I have an older son who he can fight. He can do all that stuff. I mean, he's just incredible. But my little baby, he will never come up the way I came up. So how can I teach him the pressure and the character building of what MMA displays? Because really the truth of the matter is the people that's going to be bullying them is going to be some kid that's emulating MMA in school. So how can we teach that in a safe, wholesome manner? Well, Point MMA is the thing that we came up with. And right now, if you look at the flash called Max Up with Point MMA, there's a school, the guy has over like 200 and some schools, and all they focus on is fitness with MMA. So now we just did a branding collaboration where it's called Max Up with Point MMA. So all we come in do, we teach the kids from white belt to black belt on just sparring components of MMA, Taekwondo, Judo, you name it, tricking, flipping, all that stuff should be a part of your curriculum if you came up in a real good martial arts school. And that's what Point MMA allows us to do. And it allows us to go into the schools too and be able to, talk to the teachers, build up the fitness components and combat obesity and all those things. And when you look through I also gave you guys a DVD. If you look on the DVD, you'll see my little son. He's only 6 years old. He won the World Championships last year, which is hosted by my instructor. And we have events at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Show. We just got a call from Mr. Olympia, which is the biggest fitness show on the planet in Las Vegas. They're bringing it in, and the AAU is bringing it in. So it's just like it's really picking up rapidly. So we just wanted to come and introduce people to it and just see if it's something that we can help you bring to your school to complement what you have. Not teach you something, but just compliment what you have.
Anthony Pettis putting on an absolute show, and I think if you took a straw poll around the cage, a lot of people would say this thing's all even at 2 rounds apiece. And both of these warriors have put on a show in Glendale. Steph and I cannot think of a better way to bring down the curtain.
Oh my goodness! Did you see that? Declaring the winner and new lightweight champion of the world, Anthony Showtime
We got the greatest, Mr. Anthony Pettis, just won the UFC. I mean, great role model, everything we know. If you didn't follow his track record, just coming up in the martial arts with extreme taekwondo, right? ATA, right? See, you know, when we said MMA wasn't about the traditional element, it's everything, and he's a prime example of the complete martial artist. Talk to him, sir. Give him a little intro.
Yeah, I think my style, and the way my upbringing was traditional martial arts. It gives you this background that you can build off of. You get these guys that come in here, they think it's all about being tough, and they think it's about how many hits I can take. My coach has the best quote ever. He says, your toughness is your savings account, your skill is your checking account. You don't touch that savings account until you have to. So, like you're saying, the point MMA system is a brilliant idea. I think all the gyms should embrace this. I mean, these kids, they don't need to get beat up at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Their careers won't last long. And you give them a system that they can compete in. They still understand the mindset, the training behind mixed martial arts. But when it's time for them to actually get hit, and it makes sense to get hit, or learn not how to get hit by using points, I think that's key. I mean, that's why my style is different. All my fights, I think I've gotten hit maybe twice or 3 times that was legit, and it's from point sparring. I understand it's like, for me, it was a game of tag. I hit you, you can't hit me back. I take that same element into mixed martial arts, and that's why I think my success is. I've been training since I was 5, man. So you do martial arts. I'm 26 now, 21 years. It's natural, and that's what it has to be for these even kids now growing up. It has to be natural. We don't have to force it on them. But the more natural the flow is, and that's why I think the point system is a brilliant idea, because they're not going to get hurt. You don't have to worry about getting beat up. You're learning while you're competing. It makes it amazing. I mean, Taekwondo point sparring was my base. That's it. Taekwondo's point sparring. My mom wouldn't let me box in tournaments because she didn't want me to mess my face up. And at the time, I didn't understand that, but now I respect her for not letting me do that. And it shows in mixed martial arts. I barely get hit, and I know I can take a hit. I know that it's there, but why take a beating if I don't need to? I use that point system, that point system base to my striking, and you change a little bit of the technique, and you kick a little harder, kick a little different. And I mean, Duke Roufus actually really helped my style. It comes from a traditional martial art background itself. I could talk about this all day, man. I'm such a believer in this system. I own my own gyms. I teach this to my kids. It's huge. It's huge for me. Point MMA is going to be something that needs to be implemented in all the gyms. There should be tournaments. I mean, it should be huge. Mixed martial arts is the #1 thing in martial arts right now. Everybody wants to be a fighter, and you put that point system behind it. It gives us families a chance to do it, young kids a chance to do it. You don't have to be the best athlete to do it. It's a fun way, easy way to learn mixed martial arts.
Last thing, closing.
ABC's hit show Shark Tank comes to D.C.
And people lined up around the convention
Summit
center.
uses Dr. Martin Luther King's economic teachings to promote entrepreneurship and innovation. As part of this, ABC's Shark Tank set up shop today at the convention center, looking for a few new ideas from the D.C. region.
All trying to land a
Have
spot
energy, be
on-
excited. Personality goes a long ways. The Sharks are people. They're not just looking at numbers. They buy into you just as much as they buy into your business or product.
And they'll fight each other for a piece of the action.
As for the Sharks, they actually have no idea what pitches they'll be hearing.
I don't think people realize the only thing we know when they walk into the Shark Tank is their first name. It's not easy because you're making big decisions for a lot.
Laurel, Maryland's Willie Johnson pulled no punches with his family-friendly MMA pitch.
Rather than reinforcing the violence that we see plaguing our society, how can we take something that everybody loves and bring it and make it safe?
Seconds ago, I saw you on TV, and I seen you inspire your son to be able to become a better martial artist. Not just become a better martial artist, you telling them to become a better martial artist in life. Become a martial of yourself. And you telling these guys, whoever listening in today, what he's telling you to do is become a martial of yourself. Don't let no police take your life. Don't let junk take you away from the dreams and the goals that you have in your life. Do what he's telling you to do, because look at what he's doing now. I mean.
Hey! Sir! How we feeling?
My name is Arlene Lemus, 1988 Olympic gold medalist in Taekwondo, but that's not where it started. I originally started in Shaolin Kung Fu at 5 years old. The purpose was self-defense. I grew up in inner city Chicago, not in a great neighborhood, so that's why I started martial arts, but fell in love with competitive martial arts, so started point fighting and hitting tournament after tournament, became the #1 female fighter in North America through NASCA, and then transitioned to Olympic style, which then took me to the Olympic Games in Seoul in 1988. that blossomed into a school owner, but I find myself making that full circle back to why I started martial arts to begin with, which is self-defense. And although I love sport, I love point tournaments, I love Olympic-style tournaments, something like a point MMA may give our kids a step up on being prepared for a self-defense situation, much better than maybe a traditional point tournament or even an Olympic-style tournament. So the point MMA is appealing to me because it does give them some real-world transfer and how to protect himself on the street, but still gives them a competitive outlet.
And if you had a...
Hi, my name is Steve Nasty Anderson, the #1 karate fighter in America for like 9 or 10 years, and the world champion for the same amount of time. Professor Bam and the Point MMA, I just love what he's doing with it. It really prepares the competitors to go a little bit further in the MMA field, but not get hurt in the same process. It's pretty good.
Anna, she's been trying to get me to really do it, and I don't know. It takes a lot of courage, a really lot of courage to do what these women are doing, because it's not just about fighting. It's about, your mind, soul, everything has to be in one. So
MMA was a great experience. It teaches you that it's more about the technique instead of like the brutal fighting. I think that's a really good thing to give people a try.
My name's Jeff McCann. My daughter's a 3-time Point MMA champion and fitness champion. We love the BAMs. They bring kids up. They get them powered up, and that's a great thing. It's a great sport because it teaches kids you got to overcome things. You got to do learn different skills. It's not all one thing. It's a cardio. It's a martial arts, kicking and punching, and it's good because the kids don't get hurt, and it teaches them, without getting them all injured or anything.
This is also Mfundishi Tayari Cassell, also beginning to sweep the country. It's called Point MMA. Different from the regular mixed martial arts, this one is a full-flowing, fantastic exchange between two competitors who are going at each other. But now, there's another little flavor that comes into it, and you're going to have to see it. It's extremely exciting, it's fun to watch, and it's still deadly because it's still the martial arts. And this is something that was invented by Professor Willie the Bam Johnson, national competitor, loving husband and father and teacher for so many here in the Silver Spring, Laurel, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Delaware. Oh, I'm just going on and on because he just does it all. But it's a fantastic art. It's a fantastic expression. Look for Point MMA. It's the new next best thing.
The whole reason for starting the Capital Class is expanding. We've added grappling to the event. We've added continuous fighting to the event. And now we move into the next level, which I think is what folks are looking for. The point fighting is amazing. The grappling is amazing. The ground fighting is amazing. We were trying to figure out how do we bring all of those elements together. And, not to say if you're a point fighter, you can't fight. You're a ground fighter, you can't fight. Everybody's going, what if there was a middle ground where you could test yourself, but you don't want to fight to the knockout, or you want to test yourself, but you don't actually want to go to the tap out? Well, the BAM family here, they've come up with this Point MMA. You can do all the striking you want. You can go ahead and bang, 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 and as you will see, they bang, and you get points for it. If you can take them to the ground and fight there, and you have those skills, you can also execute those. So you don't have to necessarily be a professional full contact fighter to do this. And even if you are professional, you can still come and do this. But if you want to enjoy the fighting, but you're not trying to fight for that big $1 million press, and you don't have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to train, you can still do Point MMA. So come out, take a look at it. If you like to fight, you're going to be excited about this.
Sergeant Colton Smith, the Ultimate Fighter 16 champion, as well as active duty staff sergeant, airborne ranger. I want to give a message to the children right now. I want to let you know, forget about what the hype is, forget about what's cool these days. What you need to worry about is yourself, your God-birthed dream, what God planted in your soul to be successful in what you do. If you want to be a fighter, follow that dream. You don't need to do the outside stuff. You don't need to party. You don't need to have tattoos and piercings and all that stuff. You need to be a good person, a good citizen, and it'll definitely, I believe, I'm a Christian, so I believe that God will definitely put it on the map for you and go to bat for you. So that's my message to you kids. Just work hard. Hard work pays off. And one last message. hard work beats talent when talent decides not to work hard. So remember that. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Master Benny the Jet Arquidez, one of the greatest fighters on this planet.
Men didn't care. And you know, matter of fact, you can see this warrior here. Warrior of a light means that, you know what, he's just sharing his love. Because even if you paid him, and even if you paid me, you're just paying us to do certain things. Well, we choose to give you our essence for what we love doing. And this
Great Mr. Kung Lee here, the man that was responsible for bringing Kung Fu back to the realization that it can fight. You know, so we want to ask.
I think martial arts lives inside of you. You train it, you live it every day. It's part of you, so you can't die.
He's struggling right now. What do you say to him?
Never give up. Family first.
Thank you.
Don't quit. Don't give up. Fight the good fight. You can do it.
Good? Come on, guys. Here we go. Let's finish it up. Let's give it a hand. Come on, go. Keep working. All right, come on, guys. Let's go. Keep action going. Let's go. Let's go. Keep on strong. Sire get a goal. He get a goal. The best one for everybody else. Everybody line up. Good fight.
Professor, you said the ball from the side.
Everybody else get the normal. Like 3, 2, 3. Okay. But they're going to tell us how they go. And then give
in the city of Laurel, so please come out, go to pointmma.com, and please come through. It's open to the public and to help out the community.
Good?
And then I'll make the next announcement.
Okay. All right, so here we go. This is what we should be doing. I forgot. Hold up. Excuse me. Stand. Y'all two stand side by side. Stand up. There you go. Just like that. Hold your belt. And you stand right here. I want you to sit down on this step right there. There you go. That's it.
Good job, guys. That's all right.
we go. All right, Balotelli.